fine. Hey, everybody. I am live with Courtney. And we were just getting into some really good stuff, actually. I kind of want to repeat it again on the live, the things you were talking about with your work that you have done on money mindset. I'm going to get into more of like what Courtney is doing and what she needs help with. I'm just going to make sure we're good on my computer. So tell me about the thing we just said, Courtney, the thing you were just talking about, how you felt like you do a little bit of money mindset work and like what's the manifestation, all that stuff you just said. Say it again. It was so good.
So for me, what I've noticed in my life is I've done a lot of the inner work, the limiting beliefs work, and I'll get into a really good vibe and I'll start manifesting exactly what I want in my life. But the issue I have is really staying in that good vibe. And I've noticed I've never actually done my limiting beliefs around money. So the money mindset is where I haven't focused as much as the worthiness aspect and my work and things like that. So this is the piece I really need to focus on.
This is going to be really good. So what have you done so far? Or when you think of like money mindset work, what do you think that usually entails? This is like good for me to know. This wasn't even a part of my plan, but this is good for me and for others to know too, who are like, oh, am I doing money mindset work or what does it look like? So what do you think it looks like, Courtney?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, I really, because so much of what I've done has been looped around the trauma I've had in life and focusing on kind of letting go of that and coming to a place of power. And I've never focused on the money aspect. It's always been on my confidence and having power and feeling okay with what I'm doing in life. And it's never been like, okay, but how do you feel about money? That's never up with anything I've ever done. Honestly.
Oh, that's so interesting. That's so good though, because to me, it's like money mindset work has actually helped me. Money was very traumatic for me in like the beginning of my life. And I don't think we make those connections. We just think like trauma is separate, but typically I think there's a lot of trauma with money that a lot of us have either in our childhoods, right? Like, I mean, divorces are caused by money. You've probably seen your parents get angry about money. It's so emotional that there's a lot of trauma like surrounding money. But we want to, for me, what I found was healing those past things around money. So any childhood issues you may have had or any like kind of trauma you may have had, but also then looking at money. How hard is it for people to look at our money and like see where it's going and, direct it to where we want it to go? Do you ever feel like it's hard to kind of be honest with money or look at your money, or do you feel like you look at your money all the time?
I'm always looking at my money. It's
okay.
Probably an obsession that I should not.
Okay, good. So this is perfect. This is perfect. So there's people who hide their head in the sand about money. Or there's people like Courtney, who I just started learning about, and I've just started becoming like a little bit more trained in sacred money archetypes. And you, Courtney, probably are along the lines of being an accumulator who bases their worth, their value, what they can do based upon that number that's in their bank account or in their savings or over here. And they are obsessed with that number. Like that number determines everything. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love this. Is going to be a great call then, because I love accumulators. So if you are like Courtney, you're an accumulator, you look at your bank account every single day, you're always looking at the amount of money you have in your bank account. You're terrified of spending money on yourself is also one that some people have. They don't like to spend a lot of money on themselves when they are accumulators. They look at that number in their savings account or in their checking account. Their checking account is like everything. They feel a lot of guilt and shame if they do spend money on themselves. But they're great with money. Like you are actually like, there's a small percentage of the population that has this relationship with money. And it's a great relationship, but it's also like, while it's your best thing and your strongest thing, it's also like the thing that makes you weak, like in your kind of weakness with money, because you make money dictate so much for you. Like it can dictate what you're going to do, where you're going to go. It can dictate how much you're ever going to spend on yourself. You make it seem like it is like a god, like on a pedestal almost. Any of this seem true?
Very true. I
Okay.
actually have always had a hard time spending any money on myself. And
Mm-hmm.
last year was the first time I actually was like, no, I'm investing in myself. And I got coaches and did things and freaked out. It literally was like, because I didn't, although I had some of the money to pay for some of the coaching, I didn't have it
Mm-hmm.
all. So it's in
Mm-hmm.
debt. And
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives me panic attacks. Everything you said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is great. This is great because my archetype is a celebrity. As a celebrity, I'm totally opposite from accumulators, which makes me great with accumulators though, because I am the person who is like, indulge myself in lots of things. Like I love spending money. I love treating myself. So I'm like the indulgent type of money archetype, while you're the money archetype that's like, kind of like I don't know how to kind of, maybe more like constricting or like not indulging, kind of like a little bit like punishment if you spent money on yourself and you didn't get every single cent back. Yeah, I'm totally opposite, which is going to make this coaching session awesome. This is going to make it great.
I
All right.
sometimes feel like a hoarder with
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's exactly that's why they're called They accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. They do not like to put any money out there. Yes, so this is going to be really, really good knowing that. All right, so we haven't even started yet. I just wanted to get to that, and that's awesome, and I'm super excited about that. All right, so we're here to coach you about, right now, you have a one-on-one coaching program. It's $1,800, right? Okay. And you're working with moms on their mindset and building their businesses. Is that right, Courtney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's at $1,800 right now. You wanted to get to $3,000 and start charging $3,000, but it didn't feel integrity for you to charge $3,000 if you can't pay for a coach for $3,000, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. But you have done some investing in yourself, just from what we talked about. So
Correct.
you've invested in yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me talk about what would $3,000, and anybody who's watching this and they want to know about money mindset work, feel free to write these questions down for yourself, okay? What would $3,000 mean for you and your family?
So much. I mean, it would dramatically change our situation right now. So I quit my 9 to 5 in February. It accumulator. Oh, you've said all these things. And like, it was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Because I had already started building my business, but I hadn't yet started making offers because I was so inundated with my 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I don't have that cash flow coming in, I feel myself being even more restrictive with our money, which causes issues with my husband and I. So getting a $3,000 package and coaching a mom would fix that part of our relationship. It would fix stressing about how are we going to pay our bills. I mean, it would allow me, I'm going to get emotional, but it would be phenomenal.
This is good. What would it do, like, specifically for you? Like, one emotion you can tap into that you want to feel so bad right now that if you book that $3,000 package, you would be able to allow yourself to feel?
Probably confidence is one. To feel confident, but more than anything, to feel loved.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And to feel at peace. I mean, told me to come with an open mind. It's a constant stress.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And just to feel like it was all worth it. Like I didn't make because I was getting paid really well in my old job, and it wasn't the pay, it wasn't anything. It was the unfulfillment, the amount of time I wasn't getting with my daughter. And it doesn't feel worthwhile whenever I'm not making my impact, so that I'm just so stressed that I'm hustling and that I'm not with my daughter.
Yes. Right. So you did this, you created this business so you could spend time with your daughter and enjoy that time with your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And now you're at this place where it's like, I'm not even enjoying the time with my daughter. Is that what it feels like?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the fucking point, kind of, right?
Like, might as well go back to what I was doing.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so tell me about those emotions about feeling peace and about feeling love. And what would that, when do you think you can feel those?
I mean, whenever I made this decision, yes, it was about my daughter, but it was about making an impact. And I can't really make an impact unless I have my coaching clients, unless I have those moms I'm working with. And so a lot of it, yes, is the stress with money and not, not knowing how we're going to pay for our bills or whatever. But it's also knowing that, like, I am making that impact, and just doing that brings so much joy and happiness, because I've offered tons of free coaching, and every time I'm doing it, I'm on cloud nine. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I feel on top of the world, because I'm like, I know that I'm making not only an impact to that mom, but that mom's children.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, that feeling, it just overwhelms me in such a good way whenever I am able to tap into it.
Yes. So that feeling, how many times do you think in your business you're operating from that feeling, and you're operating from the one of, I need to pay my bills, I need to get another client, I'm not good enough? Like, how many percentage, right? Percentage wise, how much do you think you operate from, I feel so good when I help other women and I need to make a bigger impact?
Not as often as I should. I mean, yeah, no, it's like I don't know if you do chakra work, but like for me, I want to get to a place where I'm at my heart chakra within my business, where I'm coming from more of a feminine side of it and less from my masculine root chakra. Yes. And I feel like right now I'm having so much of my root chakra involved that I'm just constantly like, oh, I'm not worth it. And I do things that I'm subpar, I guess. It's not from that heart, that joy that I'm helping and impacting people by putting this out, or by being on a call or anything like that. It's more, okay, is this going to help somebody so that I can make money, so I can pay my bills? Like, it's more of that. Is not why I get into this at all.
Yes. Yes. Okay, good. So you know that imbalance is existing. Why are you resisting the feminine? Do you just not know how to get into the feminine, or why are you resisting getting into the feminine? If you know the masculine way isn't working, which is, if you guys don't know, it's the hustling, it's a burnout, it is a like go, make that money kind of thing. I don't know if I described it pretty accurately. That's what it felt like to me when I was in the masculine. So are you resisting the feminine, or do you just not know how to get into the feminine way, which is flow, feeling good, having fun, coming from your heart? Yeah, a lot of that.
I honestly have always been in the hustle mode. I mean, ever since I can remember, it's always been hustle, 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 hustle. And every single job I've had, every single, like, whenever I was in school, I've never known the feminine, the from your heart space. It's always be the best, do the best, work the most. Every job I've ever had, I always had the most responsibilities. Probably I was never getting paid for those responsibilities. I have 50, 60, 70, 80 hour weeks. And that was always the go. And I don't really know anything else.
Okay. How do you feel when I say you have to work really hard to make money?
I mean, I despise that, but I feel it's true. Like, I don't like that, because I know that that's not true. But then I've always been told that. Like, if you want to get anywhere in life, Courtney, you have to work hard. You have to be a hard ass. You have to work your tail off, or you're never going to get anywhere in life. And like, even just me making this change in my life, my whole family is like, oh gosh, like, you're going to have to work so hard. Like, it's not easy to be an entrepreneur, Courtney. And, you know, why are you doing this to your family? And so I'm like, oh, you're right. I have to work a lot. And then I work a lot and nothing comes.
Nothing happens, right? Tell me about your parents' relationship to money. Was there a lot of that, like working really hard?
Yes.
Money?
So growing up, my parents, both backstory about both my parents. So my mom grew up in a shack. They were on welfare, had no money. She finally moved to Houston whenever she was like 18, 19 years old. And she has made herself from, you know, no college, no anything, to being a senior account executive in a company. And she makes a lot of money now. But growing up, that wasn't, my dad had to work, you know, overtime like crazy. He probably worked 80, 90 hours. I never knew my dad growing up because they had to put food on the table. Money was the thing. So, I mean, their relationship with money, I think until now that my mom feels more comfortable with it, was always accumulator, was always, you know, hoard money. We can't do things. You can't do that. You can't do this. We always need to make sure that, you know, food and bills are taken care of. And then you can go play with your friends. Then you can be in that group or go on that trip or do those types of things. That was my childhood growing up. They got in a lot of fights about money.
Yeah. Do you see any reflection of your parents' relationship to money, your mom being an accumulator, now being reflected in you?
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay. So we see it being reflected. We see that you're doing the same patterns. We see that you're operating from the same belief as your mom, work really hard and you'll make a lot of money. But you have already taken the first step, Courtney, which is to say, I'm not going to work myself up some way in some company. And we all know that the wealthiest people in America don't usually work for corporations, right? Or don't usually, they all have their own businesses. They are all creating their own wealth. So you have already broken that pattern in your family. And now it is your job to break that, like almost your family legend, right? Has been like work really hard, come from nothing, work really hard, make a lot of money. And you're now going to break that for your daughter. Your daughter is not going to see you guys struggle and you guys fight over money. You have already decided, right, that this is not going to be, I'm not going to act out the same patterns. I'm not going to act out the same thing as my mom. I'm going to stop that now. It's going poverty, working, you know, struggling, stops with Courtney. And she's going to create a new legend, a new path for her daughter, her daughter's daughter, her daughter's children, right? Yeah. And that starts with you. And that takes a lot of fucking balls to do that. Seriously. Yeah. It does. And I know it. I can cry about it too. Coming from, it starts with us though, right? Like it starts with us saying no more. Yeah. We will not struggle. We will not fight over money anymore. I'm not going to live in a passionless job. I'm not going to put off fun and enjoyment in my life. It starts with me right now, changing the path. Okay, right? So we've taken that step. Courtney has taken that step. She's made that implant. She's made it possible. It stops with me. A new pattern exists for me and my family. A new money mindset is going to exist for my daughter and her daughter's daughter and her daughter's daughter, right? Or if she has sons, right?
Yeah.
So now that we've made that decision, we have to take different action because we saw you work really hard, right? Yeah, you get to a certain amount of money, but it's in a purposeless job or a purposeless, you know, whatever. Like it's not giving us what we want, which is to feel purpose and passion and get paid really fucking well for it too. Like, yes. You know, that's what we want. And that's what we're going to create. So first, working really hard for money, that's not going to work here because we're not playing from the same patterns and beliefs as your family. Okay. So we don't do that anymore. Right. So now how do we get out of this masculine and get into the feminine, right? And I heard your feminine peak out. I heard it come out when you said things like, um, you know, I feel so good and it's so much fun and it's so exciting to coach women and to see the changes that they make. So I know it's within you. It's just now it's dismantling your worthiness from money. Okay, so that's what we're going to move into right now. So as you, okay, as you look at money as this thing like on a pedestal, right? Do you happen to do that? Like looking even at the $3,000 client. Maybe you even put other coaches on a pedestal, right? People who are further than you or making more money. Like, what is so special about them? What is so great about them? That why can't I do that? Why can't I make that amount of money? Why can't I have the $10,000 client, right? Okay. So here's the thing about money. Money has no control or power over you, right? That might be hard for you to say yes to. You might say, no, it definitely does.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay, so let's do this a couple different ways. So when we look at money on a pedestal, when we look at money as being like this thing that's above us and we're so worthy, or we're like, we need to be worthy of it. I need to feel really good for a lot of money to come to me. Money will make me feel really good. Who creates money that you've had in your life? You've had a good job where you created a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. You created that money.
Yeah.
Okay. What other ways in your life can you give me one way in your life you have created money when money did not seem like it was anywhere?
I mean, probably whenever I'd probably say it was, 2 years ago, but it stands out the most. I was pregnant with my daughter and I was on bed rest and we had like all of these random medical bills hit us all at once because I had a lot of pregnancy issues. And we randomly got a check in the mail for $1,800, funny enough, which covered every single bill that we had. And I had no idea how we were going to pay for that, plus pay for me to have my daughter, plus pay for me to be out of work. And so, it was, and I didn't really know how I did it. I wasn't into anything spiritual woo-woo at that time. And so I had no idea that I could have been a part of that. So I just thought like, oh, wow, we got this awesome check. But yeah, I would say that's probably one time that money kind of flew out of the sky.
Okay. What about, now it can come in several different ways, right? Like my favorite way that I created money was like when I needed a car when I was like 19. Okay. I needed a car to start like getting around. I had dropped out of college because it was too expensive and I needed a car. So what I did was I created more money to come to me so I could get this car. So what I did was I found a job I could work to. I asked a friend for a ride, right? But I was so set on getting this thing that I was going to create money in any way I could. Now, at the time, it was through like working jobs, but there's so many different ways. It could be like when you're 5, you did a lemonade stand and you created money, right? Money that wasn't going to come to you. When you're 16, you get a part-time job. When we go to college in America, when we sign up to go to college in the United States, we somehow manage at 19 years old or at 18 years old to make $40,000 come to us, right? And there were like several different ways I had to make that happen too. Like it was like, okay, here's loans. I'm going to work a job. I'm going to, apply for this grant or get the scholarship. Like there's so many different ways we can actually create money. Okay. And the thing is that we are creators of money. Okay, we create money when we need to create it all the time in our lives, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we need money. So the thing is that we're always putting this power outside of us, power in money, power in other people. Sometimes we give power to other people, but the power is always within you to create more money. You can always create money. It's not this thing that is like, outside of you that you can't like understand. Like within you always lies the power to create more money. Like, for example, I love to give this example. Have you heard of the game Fortnite? Is your husband a gamer at all?
Oh, he just started playing that actually like
Okay.
2 days ago. Yeah.
Okay, so my husband has been playing. Everyone's obsessed with it right now. If you guys haven't heard of it, I don't know where your husband, or if you're a gamer too, I don't know where you've been. So it's this huge game it's huge right now, right? The game itself, okay? This game came from nowhere, okay? It didn't exist 6 months ago. Came out of nowhere, created, the game itself has created over like, I don't know what it's up to now. Just like a month ago, I knew it was over like it was like $500 million or something. The game itself, it's free to play, but then you can buy stuff in the game. Then on top of that, add in I know there's a Twitch streamer and he's making right now, do you know who I'm talking? I'm talking about Ninja, is his name?
Yes. Oh
Yes.
my husband is actually researching how to become a Twitch person.
Yes.
Really good.
Okay. Because that guy's insane, right? Like that guy's insane, making an insane. I think he's now up to $500,000 a month. Okay.
The subscribers, he gets like $2.50. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. There was one guy who donated $60,000 to this guy to watch him to play video games. Okay. Stay with me.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that guy. Then add in everybody else, the YouTubers, more of the Twitch streamers, add in people who are doing podcasts about the game, add in people who are doing, merchandise about the game and doing like, creating t-shirts, creating hats, and this game that did not exist 6 months ago has like now magically made like over like probably $1 billion. I think they're up to like $1 billion. If you add in all of those people who make money from that game, add in the game's revenue and every other single person that has created a business off of that game, they have now magically, think about it this way, right? $1 billion is now going to this thing that didn't exist 6 months ago. So it's crazy to think that we make such a big deal out of like how will it come to me? How will it happen, right? When this game created and then off of it, thousands of other people are making tons of money from it. And it didn't exist 6 months ago. I don't know where the money was. Maybe it was in people's bank accounts. Maybe it was going to something else. But the game was created, and now it has all of this money flowing to it. Does this make sense, Courtney? Of like, oh my God, it's so easy for money to flow to me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's complicated though. Yeah. Because I'm like, well, what steps did they take to do it?
Okay. All right. So we have that. Like, it's like, okay, there's an example of something that made all of this money come to it that didn't exist before. Okay. So there's no reason why we can't make a small amount of $3,000 come to you. Okay. So I want to go back to really getting you coming from the place of you are excited about your business. You are not scared about your business, right? The more we operate from joy and excitement about our business, the more money you make. The more you operate from fear, doubt, mistrust, all the other shitty stuff that comes here, more your bank account will dwindle. And you don't want to see that as an accumulator. I know you don't want that.
No, no, I do not.
Okay. So tell me about the potential client who's going to pay you $3,000. Tell me about, if she works with you, how will her life change?
Dramatically. So I will help her to first go through her mindset. So what is causing her to not even want to focus on her business? What's causing her to be so overwhelmed that she doesn't make time for her business? So my ideal client is a mom who works 9 to 5, or is a stay-at-home mom. So somebody who does have that limited time, but wants more of their identity to be purposeful and their identity something that they can focus on besides just being a mom and I work really hard.
Okay.
Because that's where I came from. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the mindset, then we focus on, what is your ideal client? What are you wanting to focus on within your business? Is it an Etsy shop? Is it to be a coach? Is it to be a network marketer even? We focus on that too. And then by the end of it, they are able to leave the 3-month process knowing exactly what they're doing within their business. We focus on their social media presence, their visibility, a group if they want to have a group. We focus really heavily on all of those Facebook ads if they're wanting to kind of do something expedited. So really focusing on how they can take their business from this like thought to actually putting it into fruition and making it to where it's not overwhelming and they're not trying to figure out all the 500 steps in between. They have somebody to guide them through it who's already done it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you work with a mom who's ready to start, have this thing of her own or either leave her 9 to 5, right? And what would it mean for her to have her own business? What would change about her if she had her own business?
I feel like she would have more power. She would feel more aligned with her life. A lot of the moms that I have provided like free coaching with, for example, they feel like their only identity in life is to be a mom and to work and cook and clean. And that's it. They don't feel like they have any other purpose in this life. And so for me, it will change so much of how they view themselves, how they view their confidence, how they view their just entire life and how they have changed to make their life better for their children. Because I know, as moms, once you become a mom, you do focus so much on how am I impacting my children. And whenever we're in these unfulfilled 9 to 5 jobs, we don't really give our children our best. We're not at our best. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't focus on ourselves. So a mom that works with me will learn how to plug into herself and actually be the best that she is so that she can have these children grow up to be amazing individuals that she's not worried about, did I taint them? Did I hurt them? Did I make them crazy? She's not going to feel that because she was able to fix herself first.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome. So if she does that with you, then her children grow up to be like more fulfilled, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then what does that mean for like bigger picture? What does that mean if you help a lot of women with that? What does that mean for our like society if you are able to do that, right?
My ultimate goal is to help as many moms as I can so that I'm actually helping the new generation that's coming in. Because for me, our conscious levels and just the consciousness of our society, of the world, is becoming so low vibrational. And to me, it all starts with the parents. And it starts especially with the matriarch, the mom. And especially, if you have daughters. And so I think by moms working with me, I'm doing a ripple effect with children to be able to just come into this world with a higher consciousness, with more fulfillment, more entrepreneurs, going back to the old way that it was, long years ago whenever we first started the foundation of the United States as an entrepreneur. And so that to me is what my imprint and my footprint in life will be, is helping ultimately those children become better individuals than they might have become if their mom hadn't worked with me.
Okay. So do you think it's a choice? Like every day you have a choice to either help these children, right? Through their moms. Do you think it's a choice to help them? Or do you think like, it's okay, I don't have to help them today? How do you typically like view your choices every single day?
I guess I don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
That's a way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sticky note that says,
I think we all have sticky notes. Everybody's
I know I have them everywhere. And I'm like, I have a sticky note that says, how many people will you impact today? And that kind of is my reminder. Like if I'm feeling really like not wanting to take action because I'm so overwhelmed, I'll look at that and be like, no. And so I guess I am without realizing it, focusing on my choice. But I mean, it is a choice for me to wake up and to, be in my stress and be in my as accumulator with my money, or look at it as taking this action. Wow, that's actually really life-changing for me. Looking at it as, by taking this action, I'm actually making a choice to impact more people, compared to, wow, that's really huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. That's good. That's really good. All right. So now that we have that down, what I really want to do is I really want you to be able to get into your feminine energy. And that means what I like to call this, I have this in my course, and it's called, and it's the hardest thing for my clients every single time to do. They hate this exercise. If you hate stepping away from the hustle, you are going to hate this exercise. If you have, if you always think you have to work really hard to make money, if you think you always have to be on your laptop, you are going to hate this next part of my process that I'm going to walk Courtney through, because every single hates this. And I call it release to receive. And it's really about, when you want to get into the feminine energy, all you want to do is you just want to feel good. Like, you just want to feel that love, and you want to feel that peace. And you are denying yourself of it because you haven't made the money yet. Well, haven't made the money. I can't go out to the park. Look, haven't made the money. I can't go and do this thing that I love to do. Look, haven't made the money. I can't go and take a walk on the beach. I haven't made the money. I can't go and have lunch with my friends. So that is how you are continually keeping money is the thing that will dictate how I'm going to feel. Because if I don't have you money, then I can't feel good. If I don't have you money, then I can't feel good. Frankie knows. She's one of my clients. I can confirm this exercise sucks. People hate this exercise. But what it does is it dismantles the power you're allowing money to have over you. You are literally saying to money, hey, money, I can't feel peace and love because you're not here yet. Hey, money, I can't feel like joy and fun and fulfillment in my life because you're not here yet. And we all know what that race eventually looks like. It's the race of oh, well, that's not enough yet. That's not enough yet. That's not enough yet. Like, I've been there. Like, had a $10,000 month, 15. That's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. And it was because I was still allowing money to have so much power over me that I wasn't allowing myself to feel good, because it was always like, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So this exercise called Release to Receive means doing something you enjoy without the money being here first. And it doesn't have to mean you spend money. Most of the times we just want to do the simple, like, enjoyable things in life, like take your daughter to the park, or go for a walk on the beach, or maybe go out to lunch in the middle of the day, right? These are the things we want to enjoy and have as entrepreneurs. This is why we've started our businesses, but we're not allowing ourselves to do it because the money isn't here yet, or it's not enough money yet. Okay? So what's something that Courtney always says she's going to be able to do when she gets to that beautiful place of having enough money and having systems or a team or whatever she thinks? When I get there, oh, I'll be able to go do this thing on like a Monday. Anything like that comes up for you, or something you're denying yourself of doing because you're not there yet?
I mean, just going to lunch with friends, honestly.
Yeah.
In my 9 to 5, I never knew what lunch was. I was like, hustle, hustle, hustle. Like, never sat down for lunch, had meetings during lunch, would have to go do, XYZ during lunch. So I've actually had several friends ask to go to lunch, and this is embarrassing to say, but I've put it on the calendar and then I've canceled because I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't spend money like that on myself. Like, that's just not okay. I shouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, it would be to get a massage. I would love to get a massage once a week. Eventually, as I say, eventually. But yeah, I mean, I think the smallest thing that I can think of, is just to go to lunch and enjoy time with friends that I have that I really did think, oh, whenever I quit my job, like I'll get to hang out with them more often, or I'll get to do this more often. And I actually see them less than I did before. And
Yeah.
and I just say, oh, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then we just like sit there and like scroll Facebook for like another 2 hours. I'm like, I'm just so busy. And then we're just scrolling. Scrolling Facebook or watching like another free webinar. I'm just so busy.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so true. Yep. But I've done it. I mean, I just did it last week. We were supposed to go do happy hour and dinner, and I specifically picked a place where it was like dirt cheap during happy hour, so I wouldn't feel guilty about spending the money. And I still was like, I can't go. And I actually did it twice last week, now that I think about it.
Twice. That's okay. But do you see the relationship that you're creating with money? It's like, okay, if I don't have you yet, I can't enjoy my life yet. Oh, because you're not here yet? Nope, I have to. I can't even allow myself to feel. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, like, is this about spending money when you don't have any money? Sometimes it is. But there's always like this thing of like, okay, I can't enjoy money yet because you're not, because you're not here yet. So I can't actually have, and we're really, this is the most beautiful thing. Emotions, guys, are completely free. They don't cost anything. They don't cost a single dime. So like, you can feel joy, happiness, love, peace, confidence for $0, but you don't allow yourself to feel it because we're still allowing money to dictate our emotions, right?
Yes.
So what Courtney has to do is she has to do something that is going to allow her to feel those emotions she wants to feel. Peace is very easy to find. You go for a walk on the beach, you go to the park, you have fun with your daughter, you laugh with your daughter, you be in the moment with your daughter, right? Just little things like that. Just cute little moments with her probably allow you to feel lots of moments of peace and joy and bliss, right? And then you're like, yo, I can't feel those. Didn't get a client yet. But that is actually how you get back to your feminine energy. And guys, I am not shitting you. You want to make a lot of money? Do something that makes you feel good. Watch what happens after you do that thing that makes you feel good. That thing that makes you feel worthy. What happens for me a lot of the times, the way it looks, is I'll go and do something nice for myself, whether it's a massage. A lot of people get inspired ideas at massages. I know that for sure. So you can always say it's a business expense if that helps your accumulator. But what will happen is you'll go and do this thing and you'll stop like being like inundated with your Facebook feed and other people's ideas and their beliefs and their things. And, you're not consuming them anymore. You're allowing yourself to step back, one, feel good, two, get back in touch with yourself and what you truly believe. And then three, watch the inspired action that comes from that. So anytime I've done something nice for myself, like my thing was play a video game. I played this video game and I just allowed myself to have fun and like just completely allowed myself to do it. From that, I got an inspired webinar idea, created the webinar, had a $13,000 month. That's like, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. I wasn't sitting on my computer and like being like really just like flooding myself with other people's ideas and beliefs through my Facebook feed. I had to step away from that. And I had to allow myself to feel good. And I had to allow myself to realize like, oh, I don't need money to make me feel happiness and fun and joy. Yeah. I can choose that. And then from that, I'm like, all right, money, I'm ready to create you now. Yeah. Wow. All right. So what are you going to do today, Courtney, to get yourself to feel those feelings now?
Gosh, of course, I'm like, well, I have a lot of work to do. Gracious. No. I think I might just go to lunch by myself.
That sounds beautiful to me.
And leave my phone in my purse.
Yeah.
And just sit there and enjoy. Yeah, I'm going to go get me some Mexican food. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
I'm really excited. I love it.
That sounds really good. All right. Yeah. So taking yourself out to a nice Mexican meal, leaving your phone in your purse, And really what I would say for you to do is just to enjoy the moment that you have, that you can go out to lunch. You can enjoy your lunch on a Monday. There's no rushing back, right? There's just like, all right, I can like enjoy this meal and feel really good that I have this freedom, that I've decided to create for myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, how good does this feels so good right now. Oh man, I'm having like a great time with my tacos or my burritos or whatever it is. Yeah. And what you have to do is allow yourself to do those things over, even when you don't want to do those. I know you're not going to want to do it. But what we know for sure is, this is what I always say to my clients. I'm like, if what you're doing isn't working, this is like, we're now at like the dead end. It's like, okay, well, this isn't working. This, this hustle way, this thing is not working. Yeah. I have no other choice but to just try and see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So how are you feeling?
Good.
Good? Just good?
It's an interesting feeling to like, because now I'm thinking about going and eating. And so it's an interesting feeling to be excited to do that, because I've been very like, crazy about like, we cannot eat out. We have to eat, we're on a very strict meal plan. And so it just makes me excited to be like, oh, I'm going to go eat fajitas by myself and have a margarita maybe.
Yeah. Just allowing yourself to enjoy life without the money being like, the money's here, that kind of thing. Like, I need the money here to prove that I'm worthy to go enjoy a fajita and a margarita.
Right.
No, you don't. You don't. You're worthy, Courtney. You can eat a fajita. You can, right?
Yeah, because that actually, before I quit my job, that was something my husband and I did once a week. We would go, my mom would watch my daughter, and we would go and we would have our margarita and our fajitas, and we'd sit down, and we always did on Thursday night where they had a band playing, and we would just enjoy ourselves. And we haven't done that in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Oh, then one more thing I'll add to your homework, and maybe to anybody else who's watching. Definitely have sex with your husband. Just spontaneously, randomly, even if you're not wearing the cute underwear. Everyone go have sex with their husbands randomly, spontaneously. Allow yourself to feel pleasure and love.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the homework assignment for everybody watching. Or your spouse. I'm sorry, not a husband, your spouse.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, Courtney, thank you so much for coming on. It's getting a little choppy now, so let's get out of here before it breaks out. All right. Thank you so much for coming on and allowing me to do this live. And I'm happy I got some tears from you. I'm sad that I made you cry.
That's okay. I think I needed to feel it. That's for sure.
Yes, and I'm really happy that you allowed me to do this with you live. I know there was a lot of vulnerable stuff you had to share, so I really appreciate you coming on live and allowing me to do this. And thank you so much for everyone who's been watching. If you want to get coached like this, set up a Wealthy Woman wake-up call with me. I'll put the link in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much again, Courtney, for coming on. This has been amazing. Bye, everybody.